June the, what is today? June the 5th, I think. Yeah, it's June the 5th, and you're here. This is Char's art class, and I am Charlotte Hamilton. I don't think I've really introduced myself over here on YouTube. I should probably do a hi intro. This is me. I'm up here in Canada. Oh, and I have to turn this down. All right, so the month of June we are doing workspaces. Do I have a couple of images from last week? Let's have a look. Actually, I don't have one of them because one of them is upstairs because it became a gift card or a birthday card for my daughter. So I ended up giving that to her. And what do we have? We do have Cézanne's Studio. Did I do it in this book? There's me playing around a lot. Here we are. So this was Cézanne's Studio that I did that live, which was, it was the first one that we did. And electronics, I did do an illustration of my daughter surrounded by electronics, which I don't have right here. I didn't do woodworking or photography at the weekend. Hello, Meryl. Meryl says, Meryl is here. Good morning. Hi, Meryl. How are you? And today, C has added a beautiful image of Norman Rockwell and his studio. He was an amazing illustrator. If you don't know his work, go and check it out. So I thought we would just do a couple of quick sketches just to get warmed up, and then really work on value and do a nice sketch of that one. Hi Janice, how are you? Good morning. There's me playing around. This was from our virtual art retreat. This is a project in the works. And this was just me playing and doodling as well. So I'm going to take a new page, and I'm not sure if I'll do a double or I'll do maybe a single on here. But why don't we get started with just some quick sketches just to look at composition. I mean, if you are a Patreon member and you do have this image, you could zoom it in and just do Norman Rockwell a little bit closer if you wanted to. I love his garbage pail, his rubbish bin. Isn't that nice? Yeah, so you could do that if you wanted to. I also like his drawing table. I need one that comes up like that. And then he has his easel on the other side. All right, so let's get sketching. Who's drawing with us this morning? Right now we have Meryl and Janice here. There are other people here, but I understand if you don't want to say hello. But if you do want to say hello, please do. Meryl says, I'm not seeing what you're doing or seeing the sketchbook on calendar. Oh, right, I see that. Hang on a second. I think my phone is not, I don't think it's charging. Is this better? I think it was stuck in mode. Is that better? Hopefully it's not going to die on me, my phone, because, and if it does die on me, what I'll do is I'll just do another one later, because I forgot to charge my phone and it was at 19%, so I'm hoping that it will work through this. Okay, it's better? Okay, sorry. It went on pause and I'm hoping that it is charging, but it's, I don't know. I don't know if YouTube needs like a whole bunch more memory or battery for me to be working. Anyway, let's get started and we'll do as much as we can do. Okay, so this is the image that I have. I thought we could do some quick sketches, just looking at composition. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes just to do a quick sketch. And then I would like to do a value study. Actually, my foundations course today is all about values. And so this is a good warm-up for those of you who are doing the foundations course. Hi Laura, hi Claire, good morning. All right, so let's give you 3 minutes just to do a timed. Tell me if you suddenly don't see my image again, because maybe I can make this a little bit straighter as well. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so you've got 3 minutes, basically. I'm just going to do this with a brush pen, which doesn't look like it's working very well. So I'm looking at the floor first and the approximate size, or where the floor goes back here to the corner. And then I'm going to look at the big window that's here, and then I know that there is a chair, and then Norman is here. I want to get that angle right of Norman. And then his table. And I think to start with, like, even if you draw stick figure and just get all your angles right, I think it's important. It helps, I think. This angle is a little bit more at an angle. And then I'm going to put his large easel in. Oh, it's on this side of the... See, I'm already adjusting. This can be bigger, his table that he's sitting at. There's lots of legs and tables everywhere in this image. Good morning, Jennifer. Hi, Maria. How are you? I was just saying to everybody, my phone is really low battery, so if this dies on us, then I may just come back later after foundations class and do another live. So if it does die on me, then I apologize, and I'll be back later to record one. I just don't know if YouTube is going to be draining it so much. Okay, this angle is wrong. Let's correct that. It looks like a whole bunch of lines here right now. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take the same image and I'm just going to work with my values, and then I'll do a little bit more of a detailed one. Good morning, Louise. How are you? We're warming up for today's foundation class because it's all about values. All right, I'm just going to take a pencil, or even like a black pencil. I have this one, which is the permanent color. It doesn't really matter what you use as long as you know your values. The darkest and medium, lighter, much lighter, and then really light. So I'm going to look at this image and I'm going to give myself 5 minutes just to really evaluate the values and go over them. So I'll give you 5 minutes as well. So I'm going to look at where the darkest areas are. Well, when I squint my eyes, I can see there's a dark area up here, so I'm going to just just block that in. So now I'm reverting back to shapes, basically. Maria, how was your gallery opening? I love the pictures that you posted. Were you nervous when you got there or just at the beginning? Like just beforehand? I find the leading up to an event is always the best. Okay, so don't really love this pencil, but trying really hard to just look at shapes of the darkest values. I guess I could change the pencil too. Okay, I think I have the majority of the darkest values in. Now I'm going to go to my second darkest, and get these in. It's very scratchy, this pencil. I do not like it at all. Does it sound scratchy to you guys? Maria says, it was really fun. I was so nervous before I got there. Then I saw some former students waiting for me and it made me less nervous. Oh, that's so nice. So great that they came out as well. Okay, I'm gonna need another type of, I'm gonna use my, I have this aquarelle one. I just want to get a mid-tone back here. Actually, it's very similar to his trousers. Oh, and I didn't get his socks in. They need to be dark. You have a minute left. It's not long, is it? So I want to keep the light of the window, which I just went over. I want to keep that nice and bright. Also his easel here in the foreground, that needs to be kept light, and the tabletop needs to be kept light. And then some of these frames back here also. So then you can go in and check to see where you need to make it a little bit darker. This is very rough, by the way. I think I'll do a closer study of Norman in my next one. And get his figure a little bit better on here. And the table I got wrong as well. All right. So very, very rough, but you can see approximate like shapes and values are there. So now I can do a closer study, I think, of him. And I think I'm going to do mine in with a 14B because I can get some really lovely darks with that. You could do this all in blues if you wanted to. You could do this in whatever color you wanted to. And if you want to not do it in pencil crayon, you could also do it in paint if you have the time. So we're on day 5 of our workshops, or workspaces rather, and the title today is illustration. And so C kindly put an image of Norman Rockwell's studio and Norman Rockwell in his studio. So I'm going to do a little bit more of a study with a 14B pencil. I have 3 of them, so they're all sharpened, so hopefully I can get through this. Alright, so I'm going to just basically look at the shape of the image. I want to pull it in slightly because I want a border. Maybe a little bit longer. Good morning, Alexandra. How are you? Bonjour, bonjour. Thank you, everybody, for all the sharing and support of my reel yesterday. You know, like when something like that happens where your account gets suspended, it's not like I feel like giving up, but it's a lot of work to keep putting it out there. And you guys have all been really great at helping me share and stuff like that. But like I know that it can probably be a bit like, oh, not again. And anyway, I just want to say thank you because I know I appreciate your sharing it. Okay, just looking at space really, and for example where here, like there's the easel comes really close to here, and if you now have a relation, you can relate everything to your average room and where everything is. So now I can look at, for example, this wall here, and you can double check your angles if you can't do like a 1-point perspective because you don't have room. You can just see where approximately everything is. It doesn't have to be exactly where it is. We have the photo for that. And it may look a little funny at the beginning because, you know, you've got all these angled lines. Good morning, Janan. How are you? Are you driving your daughter all through the summer to school, or is she done now? Because I saw that you posted that she graduated. Okay, so this should have been a little bit higher. I'm just going to add that here. I really shouldn't be putting details in, but I'm just planning, putting things where I need them. We'll also we have the top of the easel up here doesn't quite touch the ceiling. I think I've done my easel and everything too big. I need to expand this space. My lines are not very straight either. You can use a ruler for this if you wanted to. Because I have these books on the side here. Janan says she has grad, no more driving. Oh, she had grad. Hi, Nick. How are you? Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. Janan, fantastic. Well, congratulations to her, and now you can enjoy the summer. We are drawing Norman Rockwell in his studio. He's a world famous illustrator. I usually draw what the person is sitting on first, but I didn't with this one. I'm not sure why. I'm just getting the sketch done. Before you guys arrived, we just did a very quick line drawing. Just proportioned everything and then looked at value. So now I'm drawing a little bit more defined, or just a little bit more careful. I know that some of you like taking a little bit more time with your drawings, so this is a good one just to go over your values. If you're doing my foundation class today, we'll be doing a little bit of this, so this is a good warm-up. Values are really core to everything. Once you can see your values, you can, it's good to practice in black and white, but it's really great just the transition from value to color, in using your values. So as long as you can see them, then you can capture your image really well. And you guys are all going to be pros in class today because we did proportioning last week, and my proportions are not brilliant too. I need to move this up a little bit. Yeah, I think my easel probably, I'm squishing it in here, it's not good. Go off the page. This one can come in slightly. that one is. I need to adjust. It's a little bit of a mess up here. I'm not sure what this is hanging from his easel. But we don't really need to know. We just need to look at our values and get those in check. I think it's funny because although this corner is here, which makes sense, oh, I know why. Because there's a cupboard that comes wider than here. And maybe this angle is not as sharp or intense as the other one. Okay. There's shelves with paintings leaning on them. Masks hanging from the wall. I wonder if he did a lot of traveling. Does anybody know the story of Norman Rockwell? Like what his life was like? Check out his chair. He doesn't need any fancy, puffy swivel chair. And I could have shifted him slightly over this way, but I didn't. Oh, I think is that a window seat over there? I think it is. Okay, let's have a look at that. So right here. I think maybe is this angle too, no, I think that angle is fine. This one just looks a little bit extreme, but I think it's right. All right. So when I squint my eyes, I can see obvious areas which are much darker than others. I'm going to start, let me start from this side over here, and then I can work to the other side. So this part of this window seat is definitely darker. And if you're not too sure straight away of your values, squint your eyes and make like a value map. That's always really handy. We're going to be learning a little bit about that today in my class. You can still sign up if you haven't signed up. I think the majority of you guys signed up. Thank you. So I'm not going, like the darkest that I can go with this pencil, which is like, I'll show you, is this. And I will go over my, I'm going to call this my number 5. I will go over my number 5, but I just want to get number 4s and 3s in as well. Just looking at shapes. So this is not my photograph. C got it, and I'm sure she got it from either a news article online. So we are just taking inspiration from this image. I will not be posting the image with this drawing, and if you are a Patreon, I would advise you not to post the photo when you post your image, because it's not your photo, and unless you know the photographer, which C did not include, I don't think, with the image. But I'm just doing a value study from the image, and I appreciate finding such a great image of him.